Okay guys, we're going to go through each one of these review problems that you worked on today, alright, and in preparation for your quiz tomorrow. Problem number one, you're asked to find the perimeter of the figure. Well, the perimeter of the figure is the distance around the figure, and the distance around the figure starts with these 6 blue segments, and each of those 6 blue segments is equivalent to 44 feet. So the perimeter is going to be equal to 6 of those blue segments, right? Because this one we know is also 44. But then we also need the distance of these 2 semicircular regions. And when you put 2 semicircles together, that's going to be the circumference of the circle. We know circumference is pi times diameter. So the perimeter is going to be equal to the 44 plus pi times the diameter of that circle. So that's the next distance we need to find. And how are we going to find this diameter? Well, the diameter is this segment here, and we find that by taking this entire distance of 176 and taking away this 44 and 44, that's going to be 88. And when we take that away, that's going to be left with 88 feet. All right, let's redo that because that's a little sloppy. Right, that's going to be 88 feet. 176 minus the 88 is going to give us 88 feet for this diameter. So the perimeter is going to be equal to the 6 times the 44 plus 3.14 times that diameter, which is 88. Alright, so with your calculators, you want to do the 6 times 44. It's going to be 264 for this part here, plus 3.14 times 3.14 times 88. 3.14 times 88. That's going to be 276.32. We add those two numbers together, wind up with 540.32. So that perimeter is going to be equal to the 540.32, and those are feet, and that's how we get the correct answer of B. Alright, so the key there is simply finding the lengths of those linear segments, and they're all the same, 44. Then we just have to find the circumference of the circle with a diameter of 88. Now, we have to be careful to find that diameter by taking this distance of 176 and subtracting these two smaller distances, which are 44 and 44, which is 88. All right, let's look at problem 2. Problem 2 is a bit easier because we don't have any circular areas or regions to find the perimeter for. So we just need the distance around this figure. Well, if this distance here is 11, we know that's 11. We need to find this distance here, which would be 15 plus 6. That's going to be 21. So the perimeter is going to be the sum of those distances. So the perimeter is going to be equal to the 21 plus the 11 plus 15 plus 6 plus 6 plus 11. We add all of that together. 22 and 40. That's 40. What's that? 43, 53, 53, 64, 64, and let's see. Trying to do that in my head, not working, so let's add all that together. 21 plus 11 plus 15 plus 6 plus 6 plus 11, right? And let's see. Missing something here. I'm missing this 6 here. Forgot that 6 because I got 70, right? And 70 doesn't work, but we forgot that 6, and then that's going to give us answer B, which is 76, right? So question number 2 should be answer B, right? Which is 76. Question 3. Here we actually are given all of the distances to find the perimeter. We're given 9 plus 4 plus 8 plus 19 plus 8 plus 4. So we just have to add all of those segments together. 9 plus 4 plus 8 plus 19 plus 8 plus 4 equals 52. So we get answer D. Right, answer D is going to be 52 inches. Right, and we're just adding each of those segments because we are given the lengths of all of those segments. Okay, this next figure, to find the perimeter, it would be this distance plus this distance plus this distance. So we have 18, perimeter is going to be equal to 18 plus the 27 plus the 27. But then we have a semicircle whose radius is 18. So that's going to be plus the circumference divided by 2. So the perimeter is going to be equal to 18 plus 27 plus 27 plus 3.14 pi times the diameter. Diameter is going to be 18, but then we have to divide that by 2. So let's find that first. 3.14 times 18 divided by 2, we wind up 28.26. So this is 28.26. So we want to add that with 18 plus 27 plus 27. 18 plus 27 plus 27. And we wind up with 100.26 when we add all of those numbers together. 100.26. And those are inches. And that's answer C for question 4. Question 5 is actually a lot easier than it looks because we're given the lengths of all of the segments. Right? To find the perimeter, I'd need this distance here, which we know is 21.2, plus this distance here, which we're given, plus this distance, which we're given, plus this distance, which we're given, plus this distance, which we're given. So for problem 5, we just have to add all of those segments together to find the perimeter. So let's do 21.2 plus 20.7 plus 18.7 plus another 18.7 plus 22.7, and that gives us 102, right, for the perimeter, which is answer D, right, when we add all of those segments together. Okay, now we get into the multiple choice, and I'll go through these real quickly. Question 6, a figure made up of triangles, squares, rectangles, semicircles, and other two-dimensional figures. Right, that is going to be composite figures, answer B. The distance from the center of a circle to any point on the circle, that is a radius, answer C. The distance across a circle through the center, that's answer D, diameter. The distance around the circle, we call that circumference, that's going to be E. The ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, that's pi, letter F. 1/2 of a circle is answer A, a semicircle. The set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the center, right, that's what we call a circle, answer A again. The point inside a circle that is the same distance from all points on the circle, right, that is actually the center, that is answer B. Alright, so let's get back to doing some problems here. Question 14, we're asked to find what here? Oh, we're asked to find the radius. Alright, well, let's start with our formula. Circumference is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. If I want to solve this equation for the radius, we would divide both sides by 2 times pi. Right, they'd cancel. So the radius is going to be equal to, the radius is going to be equal to its circumference divided by 2 times pi. Okay, well, we're given that the circumference of the circle is 18.84, so the radius is going to be equal to the 18.84 because that's the circumference divided by 2 times pi, which we'll use 3.14. Alright, so with your calculators, you want to take 18.84 and you want to divide that, divide that by 2 times 3.14, which would be 6.28. And we wind up with, we wind up with 3, which is answer A. All right, R is going to be equal to 3, and those are yards. Question 15. Let's see, we're given the circumference, and we're asked to find the radius once again. Right, and so we'll use that same formula. Right, the radius is equal to the circumference divided by 2 times pi. We're told that the circumference is 56.52, so we're going to divide that by 2 times 3.14. Right, and you guys can do that with your calculators. 56.52 divided by 2 times 3.14. So that's 6.28, and we wind up with 9. Answer C. All right, would be 9. Question 16. We're trying to find the perimeter of that semicircle. Well, the perimeter of the semicircle is going to be equal to this distance here, which is the diameter, plus the circumference over 2, because this distance here is half of the circumference of a circle. So we have to find each of those distances. So the perimeter is going to be equal to the diameter, which is 2, plus the circumference, which is pi, times the diameter, which is 2, and then we're dividing that by 2. Well, they're going to cancel, so 2 plus pi, 2 plus 3.14, that's going to be 5.14, so that's going to be answer D. All right, the perimeter is going to be equal to about 5.14, and those would be feet, right? And that would be answer D. Next question, 17. Same type of problem, but instead of being given the diameter, we're given the radius. So we need this whole distance here to find the perimeter. So we want to double that 14, and we're going to use 28 for our diameter. So the perimeter is going to be equal to the diameter plus the circumference divided by 2. So the perimeter is going to be equal to that 28, plus circumference is going to be pi times the diameter, 3.14 times 28, but we only need half of that distance. So the perimeter is going to be equal to 28 plus, all right, so we want to do 3.14 times 28 divided by 2, 3.14, let's see, times that, we get 43.96. So we want to add that together, plus 28, and we wind up with 71.96. All right, so the perimeter is going to be about 71.96, which is about 72, which is answer B. All right, identify the center and 3 radii. Well, the center is P, so I can cross out answer A because that says the center is L, but we need 3 radii. Your radii are going to be, let's see, PM, is that a radii? PM, yes it is PN and PO. Alright, but we crossed that out, so we're looking for that. Alright, let's see what we have. And it looks like that's going to be answer D, because if we look at answer B, MN is not a radii, right? That's a diameter. If we look here, it also includes segment MN, that's a diameter. But PM, this segment here is a radii. PN, that segment here is a radii. And PO, that segment is a radii as well. So 18 should be answer D. Question 19, we're looking for the diameter of the circle. That's segment MN. Segment MN would be answer D. Question 20, the landscape designer is planting a circular lawn. Find the circumference of the lawn by rounding pi to 3. Okay, well the circumference is going to be equal to pi times the diameter. We're told to use 3 for pi. The diameter is 27, so what's 3 times 27? I believe that's 81. right? So that's going to be answer A. And last two problems. Question 21, we're looking for the circumference, but this time we're asked to use 3.14 for pi, and we're given the diameter here, so we're going to use the diameter formula for circumference. The radius formula, which would be 2 times pi times the radius, right? We're given the radius, which is half the distance, so we're going to use the circumference formula for the radius. Circumference is going to be 2 times 3.14 times our radius, which is 17. Right? We can use a calculator for those numbers. Right? So that's going to be 2 times 3.14 times 17, and we wind up with 106.76. 106.76, and that would be answer D, because we're told to round to the nearest 10. If I'm rounding to the 10, right, that's going to round that 7 to an 8, so it would be answer D. Then our last problem, Anna's planning on making a circular garden. If the diameter of the garden is 21 meters, what's the circumference? Circumference is pi times diameter. Circumference is going to be 3.14 times the diameter, which is 21. So 3.14 times 21, you could use your calculator for that. 3.14 times 21 is going to be equal to 65.94. 65.94, and that would be answer C. Alright, so that's all of the review problems for your quiz tomorrow. Just do your best with your quiz, and keep your work, obviously, and hopefully when we get together we'll be able to hold on to that work and use it. Alright, take care.